We're live here on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live YouTube channel. Thrift and Richard Holdridge, second down. And we're going to get a timeout, Carver. We're going to take 1-2. 40 seconds left here in the first quarter. Monroe leads Carver 10-6. Welcome back here, second down. Hand off to Childs. He gets absolutely nothing, and it's going to make it third down now.
Monroe's doing a good job putting 7 in the box, plugging those holes, making sure that Deontay Childs does not get anything on that play. And this is going to be a big third down, but it looks like the quarter's going to wind down. We do have a score update, Thrift. Shaw is leading Hardaway 14-0 up at Kennett Stadium. That is a big region contest because the winner of that game is in the driver's seat to make the playoffs.
That's the end of the first quarter.
We're going to take a timeout, enter the first quarter. Monroe leads Carver 10-6. Hunter is going to throw a quick pass. Nice job. First down, Carver. Nice job getting the ball out of his hands quick. And he keeps the chains moving.
That was a good job by Hunter to evade the pressure, step up in the pocket, a little slant route, and moving the chains. And a good job by that wide receiver getting that first down. And Carver's got to respond down 10-6. Looks like these two quarterbacks want to go out there and try to make a play. Both similar type quarterbacks.
And that one's going to be thrown to Caslin, who gets maybe a yard.
It's just a simple running back screen play, hoping for blockers, but a good job by Monroe to make sure nothing was available downfield. Like we mentioned, Monroe 5-2. They were 5-5 last year, so they have equaled their win total They did go 6-4 back in 2015. That was the last time they had a winning record.
Second down.
Oh, good cut.
And nice job by
He's got
Childs.
blocked.
Makes another move. And there goes Childs inside Monroe's 6-yard line.
That was an incredible move by Deontay Childs with the cut. And then he had a blocker out front and nothing but open space. What a first down pickup by the Carver Tigers. There's a reason why Deontay Childs, who already has rushed for over 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns on the season, is one of the top running backs in the Chattahoochee Valley.
First down and goal now. And nothing going in the middle.
You know, I like that play call. Keep feeding the rock to Deontay Childs. That will set up play action. If Monroe's going to anticipate trying to stop the run, Childs is going to break through with a big run. But Hunter could also throw it over the top. Let's try to test these corners, especially in the red zone. What a block.
Nice block, and there it is. Another Carver Tigers touchdown. What a block, and nice job by Kobe Castlin cutting it up. And Carver Tigers responds. We got a back and forth game here for a region championship, Richard.
Absolutely. Kobe Castlin, his 4th touchdown on the season. Deontay Childs gets a breather. Just give the ball to Kobe Castlin. Carver's had a good 1-2 punch for running backs, and you're right, Thrift. This has been a back and forth game so far.
They go for 2 and nothing going, but there is a flag.
From up here, it looked like a face mask on Monroe, but let's see what the call is. That's exactly what the call is. And so they're going to retry the 2-point play. It's going to be half the distance of the goal. And now the playbook could open up a little bit more. They could just try to either run the football or try to do a fade route. Carver 3-0 in the region, got a big region win last week on the road in Cornell against Crisp County.
First down, or not first down, it's time for the 2-point conversion, and this time he will not be denied, and that extends the lead 14-10, but a good job by Carver responding after Monroe took the lead. Nice job by them.
Way to respond by the Carver Tigers to retake the lead over the Golden Tornadoes of Monroe. This has been a great back and forth game here at Otis Spencer on Thursday night.
We're going to stay right here with 9:15 remaining. Carver, 2 touchdowns and 3 drives, and the first one was a fumble. Who knows if they didn't fumble it, they probably would have scored then. Monroe having a tough time stopping this potent Tigers rushing attack between Castlin and Childs. And also, Hunter's been pretty good in the pocket, making plays with his feet when he needs to, and they lead 14-10. Here with 9:15 remaining, remember, winner will basically be in the lead for region championship. Carver, undefeated in region play, 3-0. Thomasville and Monroe both 2-1. Thomasville's only loss was to Carver. Remember, Thomasville won it last year. And Monroe's only loss is to Thomasville. So if Monroe beats him, it could be a 3-way tie. Carver wins. They pretty much are now 2 games up on both Monroe and Thomasville as they both beat them. And this will pretty much clinch their region championship. And here comes the return, and he is moving. It gets tackled at the 36-yard line.
Good run by Jordan Washington. And Monroe's got some good field position. I tell you what, Thrift, I'm very impressed with Corey Randall, the dual threat quarterback for the Golden Tornadoes, who had just a absolute beauty of a touchdown to Keon Antonio for the only touchdown for Monroe. And they also had a field goal that hit the upright and went right in. Don't really see that often, but they got a bounce that goes right into the goalpost. And that's where we are right now.
Randall's going to do a QB keep, and he gets nothing, and there's the sack. Great job pursuing it. Number 23 for those Carver Tigers.
Jarrell Griffin with a big stick. Brings up second down and 14 on the 32 for the Golden Tornadoes.
And it's DeAdrian Merriweather, number 29. It's hard to see the numbers from up here, so bear with us, everyone that's tuning in. Second down and long, screen pass. Makes one man miss, but comes back even though he missed the initial tackle. Jamarcus Davis, good job regaining his footing and getting the tackle.
This Carver defense has speed. That was just a simple wide receiver screen. And you saw 5 blue jerseys that went right to the ball. And there was nowhere to go and a big loss on the play. A 3rd and 14 for this Carver Tigers defense. As you hear it from the crowd, this is a decent crowd for senior night for the Carver Tigers.
Third down and long. Let's see if those defense can get their ears packed. And they're gonna, nice job making the tackle is number 7, Matthew Mungan, the former quarterback, in on the tackle. Good job by him pursuing the football.
Carver dialed up the blitz, but flushed out of the pocket was Randall, but it will bring up a 4th down. And back to return this punt for the Carver Tigers is Cartez Walker. Like I mentioned, Thrift, the past couple of decades, Carver has averaged double-digit wins. They won that state championship back in 2007, 15-0. Oh, that looks like that was blocked.
And it looked like it's partially blocked, but it does hit a Carver Tiger, and that means it's returnable for Monroe.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Monroe
But here's
caught
the
a
thing,
break.
it was blocked, but a Carver player, it did come and roll off of. We'll see what the call's gonna be.
A good job.
He didn't get enough for the first down if they're gonna say it's not a turnover.
I'm wondering if it changes possessions if Carver touches it.
That's what I'm wondering too, and it looks like it's gonna be Monroe football, and it is. I know Coach Coffey is not happy with that one, as they got a block punt, trying to return it, and it goes right off of him and returned by Monroe. Change of possession means Monroe gets the football back.
That was a great heads-up play by Janorius Winkfield. And now Monroe, oh, they catch a huge break, getting the ball back down 14-10 with 6:54 left to go until halftime.
If you're watching this, share this video. We're on social media. Let them know that you're watching on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live. Thrift and Richard Holdridge with Facebook. It's not playing ball with us today, as that defensive line QB keep is not working. Big stop again. Nice job by Matthew Mungan in on the stop. And
Kobe Castle
second
was on
down
the
and
play.
12 now.
You got some playmakers there on defense. Tristan Givens, Jacoby Caslin. Just incredible defensive players. And I believe that was the 5th or 6th loss of yards on a play. Carver is just quick to the ball. They're controlling the line of scrimmage.
Looking, he's gonna run, and Randall says he's got a little bit of room. If he can get past the Carver Tigers defender.
Well, that was Colin Hodge with a big stop, and you had the pressure, and rolling to his right was Randall. He was trying to run with it, and then Carver's speed just catches up to him, and he gets a big stop. no gain on the play, and now it's going to set up 3rd and 13.
It's 3rd down. You make some noise for your Golden Tornadoes over there.
Looking, he's
blitz.
going to throw it, and maybe intercepted! Right there was number 19 for the Carver Tigers, Cabrin Holly, and it goes right through his hands. He could have kept running. Nice job, though, by getting pressure, and it's going to be 3rd down and long now for Monroe.
Yeah, we've called a lot of high school teams this season, Thrift. This team so far, I have never seen so many blitz packages by a
But they're going to call a roughing the passer again on Carver. That is now the 3rd penalty that is going to cost Carver.
Huge.
And that's going to be an automatic 1st down, another huge penalty against the Tigers.
But do you like the aggressive defense dialing up the blitz packages?
I do, but we got to be careful of
Absolutely.
getting in our own way. And right there, Carver with a huge penalty.
I do like Carver being aggressive, but you've got to have restraint, because that is another penalty that has really killed a defensive play for Carver, and now it keeps the drive alive for Monroe.
He's rooking, and he's just going to throw it up. It could be intercepted again. He does land out of bounds. Corey Randall's playing with fire with these passes that are maybe not going to make it open. There's another flag.
Yeah, he's got to watch where he throws that. That almost been picked off by Jalen Petit, who's actually one of the top seniors on this team, as it is senior night.
We're going to see what the flag is on. Been a lot of flags here in this game, Richard.
It truly has. This is an uncharacteristic game for both teams. You know, you want to try to win a region championship. Carver can lock it up with a win tonight. Monroe's going to need help. If Monroe does win, I mean, then chaos happens with Thomasville, Carver, and Monroe all 2-1, and who knows what could happen against Crisp County.
So now, another unsportsmanlike penalty on Carver, another 15-yard penalty. And Monroe, who has not done much of anything on this drive, has had 2 consecutive 15-yard penalties go against the Tigers that allow them now to be in Carver territory. Tigers are just shooting themselves in the foot right now. First off, the drive should have been over with. They had a blocked punt that was tried to return. It was a short punt, high in the air. The Carver player tried to get underneath it, rolls off of him. Monroe gets it because it was change of possession, because Carver touched it. Monroe gets the ball, and they've had back-to-back unsportsmanlike penalties to keep this drive alive. They're not getting anything running the football. If Monroe's going to score, they're going to obviously have to throw it. Man.
Well, Carver takes pride on their defensive line. I can remember a player by the name of Jarvis Jones that played on that undefeated 2007 state championship team that went 15-0, beat Cairo in the state championship. And Jarvis Jones, the 2-time SEC Player of the Year in 2011 and 2012, went on to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Arizona Cardinals, and actually is going to be inducted into the Georgia High School Football Hall of Fame this Saturday.
Randall is going to throw it. Another toe touch if he was able to catch it. He was not, incomplete. And now another 3rd down and long. We've seen this twice already on this drive. Both of them resulted in 15-yard penalties. See if Carver can get yet another stop to get this defense off the field, to bring that offense, who's done a great job since turning the ball over at the first possession of the game. Back-to-back touchdown drives, and they lead 14-10 here.
I do like the aggressiveness, but what you can't do is play prevent defense and make Randall throw on this 3rd and long, because Randall is capable of throwing the football, especially in spots like this.
He's looking. Randall's going to take off. No, he's going to keep it. He's going to throw it out of bounds. Good job by him. That's a quarterback that's got experience. Instead of taking the sack, just throw it away. 4th down and long, and I think Monroe's going to go for it here.
And I like the pressure by Carver. I was watching the defender the whole time. He led off after that play. As soon as Randall threw the ball away, he slowed down, and he did his job by making sure not to get that roughing the passer call. And yeah, this is right now, you're down by 4. Monroe's going to go for it on this 4th and 10. Carver has got to have restraint on this. I like them being aggressive and dialing up the blitz packages. But actually, looks like Monroe is going to punt it.
And probably smartly.
Smart call.
You've had and there's going to be a bad snap. Is he going to be able to get on it? No. Carver does, and they get the turnover they've been looking for. Another bad snap, and this time coming to recover it. Good job going after the football as he is waving his arms. We're just trying to get his number, man. If you can just turn your back for us. And Jeremiah Branscombe, the starting cornerback, able to get on the football, but Monroe had a punt blocked, and this one a bad snap. The punter doesn't even land on him. Could have been almost a super score. Either way, Carver's going to get it at their own 35-yard, at the Monroe 35-yard line.
I love the speed by Jeremiah Branscombe to run to the football. He is one of the most talented corners in the Tri-City area, and he's able to fall on the football, and Carver's got great field position right here.
He's going to throw it up. He's got a man open, and it was tipped, but it was almost caught by one of the receivers for Carver.
Once again, good coverage by number 25, Rico Winchester, for the Golden Tornadoes.
Job by number 3 for Carver. They would almost catch it. And there goes Caslin, moving his feet, gets 8 yards. Jamarcus Davis was one of the receivers that almost made that play. Also, keep an eye out for Braylon Jakes, the talented receiver. They're going to hand it off. No, Hunter's going to keep it, and Hunter goes backwards, and it's going to set up 4th down. Big decision now for Carver. Let's see what they are going to do here on a 4th down in about 3.
I think you got to go for it here, because even if you don't get it, your defense has been playing lights out, and they just have to have some discipline here. But I think that Coach Coffey is going to call a 4th down play to try to go for it here on this 4th and 3.
They're going to actually go for it here, so let's see if the Carver Tigers can move the pile and get a 1st down. Hand it off to Childs. Childs gets more than a 1st down, and he's running all the way down to the 18-yard line. Never doubt that offensive line. Never doubt Deontay Childs.
Good run play by Deontay Childs. He saw where the markers were, and then he ran to the left, open hole, picks up the 1st down. And there's a reason why he is one of the top running backs in the Chattahoochee Valley, rushing for over 1,000 yards on the season. 10
Incredible
rushing touchdowns. I like the hurry-up offense.
And they're going to hand it off again, this time to Childs, and he is just moving the pile. We've had Flip Creedle in 2021, Jabari Riley last year. Now Deontay Childs, another great running back, is just in the lineage of great backs from Carver.
Well, Thrift, we knew that Deontay Childs was going to be special. The first game of the season against Hardaway, he had 4 touchdowns. Carver riding a 3-game win streak, 5-3 on the season.
They're going to hand it off, and Caslin just bullying his way. That scat back says, I can be physical too. And that's going to be a Carver Tiger 1st down, and they're deep at the 5-yard line of Monroe, trying to put it in right before halftime to take a double-digit lead. Hand off to Caslin again, and Caslin walks in. Carver Tigers, 3 straight touchdown drives, and they lead 20-10. Even with the turnover, even with the bad miscues and the penalties, Carver has dominated this 1st half. They lead by 10.
And Kobe Caslin's second rushing touchdown of the game. Give him 5 on the season. That's not a bad running back combo with Deontay Childs and Kobe Castlin. This Carver Tigers team with a 2-score lead. You can feel a little bit more comfortable going into the half with 1:39 left to go until halftime.
Great drive right there, able to respond, and they are just, I don't even think they attempted a pass right there, Richard, maybe once, but everything come from the ground, and they have done that the entire first half, and you got to give credit to that offensive line. They have been sensational.
Absolutely sensational, but the defense, minus the penalties and the miscues, they have been able to control the line of scrimmage. I mean, they only gave up 7 points against Crisp County last week. And this defense has been playing lights out all season. 14 points against Thomasville, who won the region last year. Oh, a little trickery there.
And he's wide open.
Oh, Philly special.
Philly special for the Carver Tigers. And another 2-point conversion is good.
We'll need to call that like a scramble dog special, something Columbus related, because that was incredible.
And now it is 22-10. Great job right there, Richard, by the Carver Tigers, coming down, scoring another touchdown. They take a 10, 12-point lead.
Absolutely. What a great job by the Carver Tigers. And with 1:39 left to go, Monroe now has an opportunity for the double score because they do get the ball to start the second half. They can get into their 2-minute offense and try to score right before halftime, knowing that they have an opportunity to score again. But this Carver Tigers defense, I like them playing aggressive. I think that they have realized that they can have a little bit of restraint when they get to the quarterback, but if you still dial up those defensive pressures, that is going to make Monroe quarterback Corey Randall make the big mistake, and he almost did. We've seen him throw some balls that could have been picked off. Don't forget to share the video, like and subscribe to the Facebook page here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
We appreciate all the love, and the third kickoff for these Carver Tigers is going to be returned, 20, 25, and he's got an open play. If they don't make a tackle, he had a lot of space, but good job. And Monroe's got 1:33 with decent field position. Carver leads 22-10 here. Winner will win, basically be in the league. Carver will basically win the region tonight. That's what we call it for the region championship. And he's going to try to run it, and they have not been able to run the football, Richard,
No, not at all. This Carver defense has been swarming to the ball. They have been closing the gaps. They truly have been playing lights out, and why not? I mean, because of the talent that has come through this school that we like to call on the hill. I mean, you think of the great defensive players, but Thrift, we got to start with your broadcast partner, DJ Jones from Sports Vision. A proud Carver Tiger, also a member of the 1980 National Championship team for the Georgia Bulldogs, played safety for the Packers and the Broncos, played in the Super Bowl, also a great broadcaster on Sports Visions with you, Thrift.
We're going to take a quick break. We got an injured player. Actually, we're going to stay here. There is an injured player. We're thankful that he is up.
Got some big games on this Thursday night. Hardaway and Shaw leading 14-0. Troup County taking on Fayette County. They lead 35-0. We'll try to get a score update for that Lochapoka-Maplesville game. And Opelika down in Enterprise taking on the Enterprise Wildcats. And Kendrick is on the road taking on Southwest.
1:19 remaining. Handoff, and he gets blistered.
Wow.
Wow. Running a man over. stood up by a wall, as the PA announcer says. Man, what a hit. And that was led by number 8, Taquise Brown. What can Brown do for you? Lay the boom. Third down now. Running clock. Randall gets it out quickly. He has a man open in the flats. But a great tackle led by number 11, Jeremiah Branscombe. We've said his name multiple times, and it's going to set up 4th down. Timeout Carver. They think if they can get a stop here, they still have a chance to score. We're going to take one, too. Thrift and Richard Holges, Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
Welcome back to Otis Spencer Stadium. 34 seconds left to go until halftime. Carver leading Monroe 22-10. There's a punt formation. Looks like Carver's going to get the ball back, as the ball is going to roll right at the 40-yard line with 24 seconds left. So if you're Carver, do you try to get aggressive here, or do you take a knee and go up by 12, knowing that Monroe is going to get the ball back to start the second half? Let's see what Coach Pierre Coffey is going to dial up on a play. Head coach Pierre Coffey entering his second season as the Carver Tigers head coach. Last year, Carver, as the number 2 seed, they upset Harlem in the second round. They lost in the quarterfinals to Oconee County right here in this stadium, as Thomasville did win the region last year. They did defeat Carver 14-13 down in Thomasville. But Carver's in the driver's seat, 3-0 so far. And if they win tonight, they are going to win the region, which will guarantee them the number 1 seed and 2 home playoff games. All right, 24 seconds left to go. Let's see what the Carver offense does on this play as we do get a whistle. Shaw leading Hardaway 17-0 at the half. It's a matchup of 2 first-year head coaches, Coach Ryan McKenzie for the Hardaway Hawks, Coach Johnny Gardner for the Shaw Raiders. The winner of that game more than likely will get that 4th and final playoff spot, as we just have a couple of weeks left to go in the high school football season. Don't forget, tomorrow on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, Thrift Richard, Rick Beach will be up in the county as a big region game. The Northgate Vikings out of Newnan, Georgia, taking on the Harris County Tigers. Myself and Justin Brown will be at Calvary Christian for Rock Springs Christian Academy and Calvary Christian. All right, oh, he's going to air it out, and it is going to be incomplete. Just off the mark, Jacoby Hunter intended the receiver on the play. It looks like number 12, Dalen West. With 19 seconds left to go, you don't want to be too aggressive here because the clock will stop. Let's see what play Coach Coffey is going to dial up for this Carver offense. Ball on the 35-yard line. Hunter in the shotgun. The handoff is to Childs. Childs got an open hole. Childs is at the 40. He's at the 50. And he gets taken out of bounds inside Monroe territory at the 46-yard line. The clock stops with 12 seconds. I tell you what, a couple of screen passes, and they could go into hurry-up offense, and they'll have a shot at the end zone with 12 seconds left to go. That was a big run by Deontay Childs, That sets up Carver to see what they want to try to do here. Maybe a wide receiver screen, get some blockers out front. They could get aggressive here with 12 seconds left to go. Up 22 to 10. Hunter with 4 wide receivers. Childs in motion. There's the quick screen to Childs. Childs does have blockers, and a good job by Monroe to smother Childs in the backfield. And it looks like that is going to be the half as Carver leads Monroe 22 to 10, 3 rushing touchdowns as we have got a half to go here live at Otis Spencer Stadium. We'll be back with the start of the second half here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Welcome back here. 2:35 remaining until halftime is over. Carver Tigers lead 22-10. Quick recap, Rich. One, Deontay Childs fumbles on the first play of the game. Monroe gets it. They go down, kick a field goal, take a 3-0 lead. Since then, Carver has had 3 more possessions. They've scored all 3 times touchdowns. They lead 22-10. And if there weren't a lot of sloppy penalties, a couple of mistakes like blocking the punt and trying to recover it, and then it turns out Carver blocks it, try to recover it, hits them, and then guess what? Monroe gets it because of the flip of possession. Monroe then drives, ends up scoring, taking the lead. But since then, Carver's been able to take over, and they lead by 12.
You have 2 rushing touchdowns by Kobe Castlin, 1 by Deontay Childs. Carver with the 2-score lead, but I think the story really has been their defense. If it wasn't for the penalties, their defense has been fast to the football, smothering that Monroe offensive line, and they have truly controlled the line of scrimmage. This has been a physical defense. They've got playmakers. I mean, you talk about a guy who we haven't called his name today. Courtney Kelly has got 10 sacks on the year. You have playmakers like Jeremiah Branscombe, Tristan Givens. You got Matthew Mungden in there playing defense. I mean, they're fast to the football, and they are hungry for a region championship. They know they got 1 more half to play, and if they win this game, they will have won 4 straight games in a row, and they will wrap up the region play. No matter what happens next week, because they will go down to Albany to take on Doherty next week. But this really,
which is still a tough game in itself.
Absolutely. It is a tough game. You look at the standings, Carver's 3-0 in the region. Thomasville and Monroe is 2-1. Crisp County, Doherty, both 1-2, and Columbus is 0-3. Only the top 4 teams make the playoffs. Columbus plays Crisp County tomorrow, right here at Otis Spencer Stadium. That is a big game for playoff implications. And then they will travel next week to take on Monroe. So it's still wide open for those final playoff spots. But how huge would be a win here for Carver? It would guarantee them a #1 seed, which would guarantee them 2 home playoff games right here at Otis Spencer Stadium. Like we mentioned, Carver 5-3 on the season. They've had a lot of success.
They've had some close games too, Richard.
What's that?
They've had some real close games as well.
Yeah, the 3 losses, we talked about those 3 losses. They've been 1-possession games. I mean, you're taking on a 7A team in Brookwood. You lose by 1. You lose on a final play to Hapeville Charter. That was a 4A school. Lose to a Northeast team that's 6-1 that's trying to play for the region championship tomorrow against Spencer. Monroe is going to get the football here to start the second half.
So let's see these Carver Tigers. They're 24 minutes from winning another region championship, the first under Coach Pierre Coffey. And it is going to be returnable. Tries a bounce at the outside. He breaks a couple tackles before he's hit hard and brought down at the 24-yard line.
Let's see if this Carver defense can dial up some more blitzes and try to keep this Monroe team on their heels. Force Corey Randall to make the ill-advised pass because the run game hasn't been working for Monroe. It's been the passing of Corey Randall. That touchdown pass in the first half had a pretty good play. And they were able to get the touchdown pass to Keontae Hayes. And as they still try to run it, and Carver.
They're just, I mean, trying to keep them honest, trying to keep it the balance. But running game has been a non-factor for the Golden Tornadoes.
And it's this Carver defense running sideline to sideline as they have playmakers in every level, the defensive line, the linebackers, and the secondary.
By the way, if you're watching right now, all we ask you to do is just subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook. We normally are live on Facebook, but because of internet issues here, we're only allowed to go on YouTube. So we thank y'all for tuning in. Second down and 9. Randall in the shotgun, looking, deciding to run, and he gets hit and laid out. What a tackle by number 7 with the huge hit. Matthew Mungan decleating Corey Randall, and now he's not getting up. I don't blame him. I don't know how to get up after that one either. What a smoke shot from number 7.
And it was a clean hit. It's just Randall didn't see it coming. Matthew Mungan had the speed on the outside, and he gets to him as the pocket was collapsing. Mungan with a huge tackle.
We're going to take a quick break. Injury on the field. Thrift and Richard Holdridge, Georgia Alabama Sports Live's coverage of Carver Monroe Region Championship for 3A. We'll be right back after this. All right, welcome back here after that decleating. It's going to be 3rd down and long, and there is a new quarterback in for Monroe. And he's going to throw, and not even close, and it's number 11, Jordan Washington, the backup quarterback. And now it's punting situation as the quarterback's heading to the tent. We hope he's okay, but huge hit for Carver, and now they get a stop, and they're going to get the ball back in probably pretty good territory too, Richard.
And Jordan Washington is listed as a running back, but he is the backup quarterback. He has only taken 2 snaps all season. And so this is a tough position for Jordan Washington, who leads 2nd on the team in rushing, 3rd on the team, 234 yards.
And everyone yelling Peter on the Carver sideline saying, just get away. Don't even let it nip you.
Yep.
Just get away. We're going to get great field position, and they're going to start already in Monroe territory.
I tell you, look at this Carver Tigers team all season long. I mean, they pitched a shutout against Spencer in the Heritage Bowl week 2. They beat Hardaway week 1, 47-6. They held Thomasville to 14 points. They held Crisp County to 7 points. And they shut out Columbus. This defense is playing at a championship level.
Championship
level. Want to see
exactly
from your
right.
defense.
So Carver's got it at the Monroe 43. Hand off to Childs. Childs gets hit in the backfield, goes nowhere, loses a yard.
Good stop by Cameron Green on the play. A bunch of white jerseys was in on the play, and Monroe is just going to try to stuff Deontay Childs. If you try to contain Deontay Childs, you got to worry about Kobe Castle. Carver's got the 1-2 punch in running back.
If you're watching right now, we ask you to share us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, and like us on our Facebook page. We appreciate everybody that's tuning in right now as the Carver Tigers trying to win another region championship. And off the Childs. Childs tiptoeing his way, gets 3 yards back, and then there's some extracurricular activities between a Carver Tiger offensive lineman and Monroe's number 23, Jalen Adams. No flag though. Referee says just stop, shake it off. And it's 3rd down and long for Jacoby Hunter and company.
And another tackle on the play by Camion Green. That do-it-all linebacker that's probably going to have double-digit tackles by the end of the night.
We're asking you to please. He's going to throw that one, and there is the roughing the passer. Finally, Carver's going to get one for them. They've had a couple go against them. Please leave a comment. Let us know what you think about the broadcast. Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We cover all things middle school, college, high school, and pro around the area. And they're going to call roughing the passer. He did get rid of the ball, and they still hit him late, and that's going to be an automatic Carver 1st down. That's a bad penalty. If you're Monroe, you would have, if you didn't hit him right there, it would have been incomplete, and you'd be probably getting the ball back.
Well, they did a good job dialing up the blitz, Camion Green, but a little too physical hitting the quarterback. You can't do that, and it's going to cost Monroe, and it's going to wipe out a potential getting off the field situation, as they could have stopped Carver there, and this drive keeps going.
So 1st down now. Hunter hands it off to Caslin. Caslin runs into a brick wall and maybe gets a yard.
K-Rod Nord with the tackle.
We're almost getting, though, at danger territory if you're Monroe, Richard. If Carver scores again right now, I'm not going to say it's over with, but it's going to be tough because if Carver scores, that's 4 straight possessions. They've scored a touchdown, and Monroe has not had them. They've not punted at all this game. Quick pass, and he'd still be running, in my opinion, if he had caught that. It did hit the receiver right in the hands, but it is going to be incomplete.
I did like the play call by Jacoby Hunter. Run some RPO, just a quick pass to the wide receiver, open in the flat. A little slant to try to pick up the 1st down. It's just in and out of the hands of the receiver. It's a big 3rd down here for Carver. Definitely Monroe can try to get off the field here, but I believe this is going to be 4-down territory for the Carver Tigers.
And he's going to roll out. He's going to throw it. He's got a man open right in the middle, and he's going to take off, and he's going to get all the way down to the 3-yard line. Big pickup for number 3 for the Carver Tigers. There's an injured Monroe player. So we're going to take a timeout, too. There is an injured player. Big play for Carver Tigers, capitalizing on 3rd down. It's Thrift and Richard Holdridge on Georgia Alabama Sports Live YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back here, Thrift and Richard Holdridge. 8:01 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Carver Tigers have a chance of scoring a touchdown. And they're going to hand it off to Childs. Childs gets hit and gets him maybe a yard and a half. Braylon Jakes, as Max Preps is not up to date. Braylon Jakes in on the tackle, and Jake's great job by him. Also, number 7 is Matthew Mungan, the starting quarterback at the beginning of the year, who's done a great job saying, all right, if I can't play quarterback, get me somewhere where I can be effective for the team.
Absolutely.
And he has been a force to reckon with on the defensive line. But Jake's, I mean, we all know his story and the tragedy that he had to endure last year. This young man has got a great head on his shoulders. He's going to be playing at the next level and a great job catching it. And Coach Coffey is so upset right now. He had to burn another timeout.
It's going to be a delayed game on Carver.
I think they may have gotten a timeout first because they weren't able to get the play off in time.
He wanted to try to call the timeout, but they could not get it in time, and it's going to cost Carver 5 yards.
Coffey's asking that he get the timeout off in time, and they're going to say, I'm assuming no, because they're backing them up 5 yards. So now instead of being at the 2, they're at the 7, and it's second down. Shaw is leading Hardaway 24-0. Troup County, big win over Fayette, 56-0, and we're praying Russell County can get that first win of the season down 10-6 against Park Crossing.
They did beat Park Crossing last year. We was hoping for that. That's a 10-6 right now in the second quarter.
Child's in the backfield, but he's going to throw a slant route, and they're going to call pass interference. Jakes, they're going to say he grabbed him. Jakes was open, a little bit of a high pass, but pass interference is going to be an automatic first down if that is the call.
Yeah, Justin Lane pleading his case. They got a little physical, but you can't have that type of physicality without the refs throwing the flag. I tell you what, you talk about that 56-0 score. Troup County now 7-1, playing very well with their new quarterback Logan Sinkfield in for Teo Todd, who's out for the season. They're looking pretty good, but they do have Trinity Christian next week, and then LaGrange November 3rd.
So half of this to the goal from the 7, which means we'll be stopped at about the 3.5, and it is not an automatic first down, so it's going to be second down again, but this time from the 3.5.
Exactly.
Jake's one-on-one action on the far side. Childs in the backfield with Hunter. And they're going to hand it off to Childs. Childs is going to make one man miss, and he's going to reach over. Did he get in? He did. Carver Tigers go right down the field and score another touchdown, their 4th in a row, and they lead it by 18. Man, Deontay Childs.
Wow, 4 rushing touchdowns in this game. Deontay Childs has got 2. Kobe Caslin has got 2. Give Deontay Childs his 11th rushing touchdown on the season.
And he already broke the 1,000-yard mark last week in 8 games. So he's going to have close, maybe after this game, close to 1,200. By the end of the year, by the end of the regular season, he could have close to 1,500 yards, which you got to put him up there with Flip Creedle and Jamari Riley and the great running backs, Isaiah Crowell. I mean,
Absolutely.
I know Creedle and Crowell, they were over 2,000 yards, pushing 3. And I'm not saying he had that type of year, but he's a different running back, and he has been physical, and he has been the workhorse and the go-to guy for this Carver Tigers offense, and they're going to go for 2 again to extend their lead to 20.
Well, it's safe to say that Carver develops running backs very well. You look at other high schools like Central develops quarterbacks well.
I think you could say that, Richard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thrift Behringer, Richard Holdridge. Shout out to our sponsors, including the Menifee Agency, Sports Visions. By the way, me and DJ Jones, we're live every Monday and Thursday, 4 to 6 p.m. 921 Smooth R&B. Direct snap, pass, high. Extra point is no good, and it's going to be 28-10. Also thank you to Mike and Ed's Barbecue. How about Happy Hour Bar and Grill? If you love good food, good drinks, and a great time, they'll be live streaming our game tonight. And tomorrow we have a doubleheader, Harris County at Northgate. That's where me, Rick Beach, and Chris Gates will be. That game's for a region championship. Harris County 6-1, ranked number 18 in the state, taking on number 13 Northgate. If they win that, they'll be in the driver's seat for a region championship. You'll be senior night for Calvary. They're trying to win another region championship at Gaps. They'll go to 5-4 in the season during senior night for them. We got high school game day tomorrow as well. Me and Rick will be there for that at 6 o'clock on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Facebook page. So Happy Hour on Bar and Grill. We did our show Tuesday night. It was awesome. Thank you to them.
Absolutely.
Thank you to everyone that came out that night and supported us. We had a lot of fun, and we'll be back here in 2 weeks. Thank you to Corey Black, Hoppy, Jonathan Hoppy at WTVM, Jack Patterson at WRBO, Corey Black, Coach Ryan Nelson, for all coming out and being interviewed by us. We do a show every Sunday and Tuesday, talk all things high school, college, and pro around the area, and this is going to be returnable. And arm tackle would have got him at the 18, takes it out to the 30. It's been a great game today. Alex Quinney, All-State Agency. Also, the Menifee Agency and State Farm. Thank you to them. Sports Vision, as I said, P&B Broadcasting, the Columbus Lions. We appreciate their love and support. Alliance Specialty Contractors. Thank you so much. Behringer Construction for all your home remodeling needs. Call Glenn Behringer at 706-249-1099. And if you would like to be a sponsor, all you got to do is contact us. Pacelli Vikings. They got a bye this week, but they just won a region championship. They're the favorite to win the GIAA for the second consecutive year. By the way, we came out with our rankings as the quarterback, the backup quarterback, number 11, Jordan Washington still in. It looks like we may not see Corey Randall again in this game. He was hit hard last possession for the Golden Tornadoes. But our rankings, we had Central number 1, Glenwood number 2, Pacelli number 3, number 4 was Harris County, and number 5, these Carver Tigers. And we'll go into why we ranked them that way in just a moment. That pass is complete. And good job getting on him quickly to make a 3rd down and short. So the way we did our rankings is off of the talent you got, the chances you have to win the state championship in your league, and dominance. How have you dominated your opponents? Well, Glenwood and Pacelli, they're the favorites to win the AISA and the GIAA. They're both probably going to bring home state championships. They're also extremely talented, and they've dominated every opponent in front of them. Pacelli's only loss is to Glenwood. Obviously, we know about Central and how dominant they are. They play Auburn, who's also ranked. But Carver, if they only had one loss, I'd probably have them up in the top 2 or 3. But because of some of those losses this year, even though they were close, is the reason we got them number 5. But I think they have the 4th or 5th best sides in 3A in this area to win a state championship. That's why they're number 5. Number 6 is Spencer, 7 Lee Scott, 8 Auburn, 9 Northside, 10 Flint River. We're not doing head-to-head. Obviously, I think Carver would beat Glenwood or Pacelli head-to-head. That's not what we're doing. We're going off of sheer dominance this year in the league you play in, the chances you have to win the league, and your talent. And that's why we have Glenwood and Pacelli ranked 2 and 3, right behind Central. Then it's Harris County 4 and Carver 5. You can see the rankings on Georgia Alabama Sports Live Facebook page. Please go check it out.
First and 10 on the 41.
This is a big 4th. Actually, they did give him a 1st down. It was very close. I thought it was going to be a 4th and short.
Running game has been a non-factor. The only way Monroe has been able to move the ball at all has been through the air. They're also without their starting quarterback right now.
Well, this is going to be a tough test for Monroe to come back. They're down by 18 points with 4 minutes left to go here in the 3rd quarter. They got to air the football out. They can't just rely on the run game because nothing's happening all night.
And with a backup quarterback, you need some balance, and you're just not getting it right now from the Golden Tornadoes, who's having one of their best seasons in the recent years. They have not had a winning record in over 10 seasons. They're 5-2 now. They're 1 win away from being above 500 for the season, even if they lose out. And that pass is caught.
What a catch.
That's the 2nd consecutive catch. No, they're going to see out of bounds, but if you miss in the first half, Monroe's only touchdown, Corey Randall threw an incredible ball that was caught with one hand. You can see that if you replay here on YouTube. But that is out of bounds. It's going to set up 2nd down. But Coach Pierre Coffey, let's talk about him for a minute. He won at Spencer. The last time Spencer beat Carver, guess who was a coach? Pierre Coffey. Chattahoochee County made a deep playoff run. That tenure he was there was the best Chattahoochee County's been in a long time. And then now he's back here at Carver, where he's been an assistant before, and last year made it to the quarterfinals. And by the way, they were second in the region this year, trying to win a region championship, and I think they still got a chance to make a deep playoff run. If they win the region, they get 2 home playoff games, which is huge.
And with the GHSA coin flip, depending on what side of the bracket they're on, they could get 3 and possibly even 4 home playoff games, being the #1 seed. We saw that run that Carver made 2 years ago. That was a magical run, Thrift, when they made it all the way to the state championship, however, lost to Benedictine.
Me and DJ Jones, we were calling those games on Sports Visions.
Beat a good Cedartown team. And that's when they were in 4A.
And they were just close to beating Benedictine and holding Grenier. Really could have won that game. Maybe they'll get one this year. They're going to have a man wide open, but just overshoots him. He's trying to get Jacoby McDonald with Washington. There is a flag. If he was able to hit him in stride, McDonald may still be running right now. It will be 4th and 14. They're going to have a holding call. It will be declined, so it's going to be 4th down now, and Monroe's going to bring on the punting team. Good job by Carver, not giving up any big plays, and they're going to get the ball back again and try to score for the 5th straight time.
Thrift, we talk about this Carver Tigers team over the years being a factory, putting players in the NFL. Names like DJ Jones, Nate Odoms, a safety for the Buffalo Bills. You have Brinston Buckner, played defensive end for the Carolina Panthers and the 49ers. You have Jarvis Jones. Of course, Isaiah Crowell. Now, that was not a good punt.
Another bad punt. I mean, the punting and special teams from Monroe has been atrocious. And that was another bad punt for Monroe. They've had one blocked. They had one muffed. They had a bad snap that was a turnover, and Carver got the ball back. And there's another one that just is going to give Carver great field position at their own 47-yard line.
And some other players that former Carver Tigers, I want to give a shout out to. Jarvon Fortson, one of the greatest Columbus Lions players, Ironman player, played for him last year. And Puma Pass, remember him? He was the quarterback late.
On Puma Pass.
He was a dual threat quarterback. He had a special 2015 year. Replaced Lamar Jackson at Louisville, and he was a dual threat quarterback for the Louisville Cardinal under Bobby Petrino.
And before Petrino
Now plays for the XFL.
was fired, Caslin gets hit for a loss.
But, you know, Thrift, I was seeing video of Puma Pass, and he really was a special player for Carver. I mean, he had that dual threat capability.
By the way, shout out to Terry Johnson Agency. Terry Johnson, Jeremy Crosby. And the love they've shown us, Richard, has been incredible. They've been with us from the very beginning, and we appreciate them. And none of this would be possible, Richard, you know this, without Chris Gates and Toygar Isla. We appreciate their producing abilities. Caslin, again, hit for no gain to set up 3rd down and long.
A good stop by Mikael Williams. As, he's been in on some tackles. And right now, Carver wants to play conservative. They got an 18-point lead. They just want to run clock. Monroe's going to want to try to get a stop.
By the way, call Terry Johnson Agency for an insurance quote. They've been taking care of Home Auto Life Church. They're going to take care of you. They've been taking care of the Columbus community for 30 years. He's my insurance agent. 706-324-6360. Jeremy Crosby and Terry Johnson at the Terry Johnson Agency. Go to TerryJohnsonInsurance.com. And the quarterback wasn't paying attention. That's going to be picked up by Monroe. And what an unbelievable turn of events. Jacoby Hunter was looking at the sideline, wasn't even paying attention. Heck, I wasn't even paying attention because the ball was about to be snapped. And the center, not on the same page, hikes it. And that is exactly what the Carver Tigers did not want. They were just trying to run the clock, score another possession, and put this one on ice. And that just gave Monroe life.
Jaquan Maddox with the Johnny on the spot. He was trying to go for the scoop and score. A good play by Carver to tackle him and Now the ball is at the 19-yard line. This is where Carver's defense needs to step up, and they got to get a stop here. You cannot let Monroe score a touchdown.
You don't want to give them any life. This is a 5-receiver set. The starting quarterback is still out. Corey Randall took a big hit early here in the third quarter. Jordan Washington's in. He takes off for maybe a yard, yard and a half to set up second down for Monroe.
Good stop by Norvell Maddox on the play, the 5'8".
You know a name I have not called yet, and called Matthew Mungan's been great, but number 20, Courtney Kelly, who leads the Carver Tigers in sacks with 10. I expect him to get a big one here. There's no way he's going to go all game, as he's pretty much got a sack per game.
Absolutely. He's been just a dominant defensive player for the Carver Tigers.
Remember, this Carver team is young. They're going to be even better next year. Turn around, and it's intercepted. Nice job getting his head around and getting the interception. And what a great pass by Jordan Washington. And number 11 for your Carver Tigers, Jeremiah Branscombe. DJ Jones said that on the Sports Vision radio show. Watch out for that Branscombe kid. I like him a lot. Right there, great job, step for step. Bad throw, overthrew his receiver, and Branscombe able to get his head around quickly to get the interception, and Carver gets the ball right back.
Well, I tell you, DJ Jones has got good eye for talent. The former defensive back recognizes a good defensive back when he sees one, and Jeremiah Branscombe is one of the best defensive backs here in the Tri-City area. What a big turnover by the Carver Tigers, as it looked like all the momentum was shifting to Monroe. If they would have scored a touchdown there, it would have been a one-score game, or two-score game.
He's going to hand it off, and there goes Deontay Childs, and he's running to the secondary, still on his feet, breaks a couple tackles, and he's finally drugged down at the 35-yard line. There's a 30-yard run, and that actually isn't Deontay Childs. That's number 28, Zion Mabry, the backup running back. He comes in and gets some love and gets 30 yards. Big run right there for number 28, Mabry.
Yeah, you're going to start seeing the third string and fourth string players.
Childs is
only a freshman, by the way, Thrift. 144 yards on the season.
Childs, he gets in, he's pushing the pile, and he gets 5 yards on first down. Right now, they're going to definitely, it's probably going to be maybe, play clock's at 36. There's 30 seconds left until the end of the fourth. That's probably going to be the final play of the third quarter. Carver, right now, just run it down the throat, get the clock running, and go ahead and say good night to Monroe and get a stranglehold on this region.
They truly have. They've been swarming
Region
on the
1
defense.
of 3A.
The Carver Tigers doing what they do best. That school that we like to call on the hill.
What DJ Jones likes to say. The Carver Tigers team in Sky Blue and Monroe. There is some chirping going on.
And speaking of which, I did run into the girls' head basketball coach, Anson Hunley, before this game. I know we're getting excited about basketball season. We're less than a month away. I know the Carver Lady Tigers, they've won 2 state championships. I know that he's going to have a good program this upcoming season.
Coach Coffey just trying to calm his team down. And that's going to be the end of the the end of the third quarter. Carver scores a touchdown, holds Monroe scoreless, and they lead 28-10 as we head to the fourth. Hold those 4 fingers up. Carver Tigers 12 minutes away from winning another region championship. Third Manager Richard Holdridge, Georgia, Alabama Sports Live. We'll be right back after this.
Welcome back to Otis Spencer Stadium. Start of the fourth quarter. The Carver Tigers leading the Monroe Golden Tornadoes 28-10. Carver is 1 quarter away from winning a region title as they got to try to hold off Monroe here. Georgia Alabama Sports Live, Thrift and Richard Holdridge. Thrift, what a game. This has been exciting.
Incredible game so far. Dominated by Carver. It started off not promising with the early turnover, but they have done a great job on defense, not giving up many big plays, even with the 2 turnovers that Carver does have. And the referees are bringing in both teams, telling them to stop chirping, play ball. Let's keep this as clean as it has been.
Absolutely. By the way, Carver, 22 unanswered points. The last time Monroe had the lead was early on in the first half, up 10-6. But Carver has responded, 4 rushing touchdowns, and that defense playing lights out.
So number 64 for the Carver Tigers is actually coming out of the game right now. Anthony Harvey, one of the guards. I don't think he's injured. I think there's some talking going on, and they're just making sure that nothing happens. Oh, they are going to say he can't play. Nope, they are not going to say he can. Cannot. So I don't know how long he has to sit out.
This is senior night for the Carver Tigers. They will be on the road next week down in Albany to take on Doherty.
I'm trying to see what's happening right now as they're having to replace an offensive lineman. And they do have someone out there now with 12 seconds. You don't want to burn another timeout. Here comes the replacement offensive lineman. It's 5 seconds. I think they're going to, and Coach Coffey is going to have to call timeout right after the end of the quarter. There was some confusion going on right there. We're going to say some shout outs to our sponsors again.
All right, we have Sports Visions.
PNB also PNB Broadcasting. You love good radio. 98.3 The Beat. Q107.3. Kiss at 99.3. 106.5. Rock 105.5, Rock 106.9. These stations I work for and you can hear me on throughout the week. Q107.3, PNB Broadcasting, Dave Arwood, Joseph Brandon, Jimbo Martin. Thank you so much for what you do. Real people, real radio, 98.3 The Beat. All of us are part of the PNB Broadcasting family. So you listen to any of those stations, you're part of a good group with PNB Broadcasting. And we love being in the community, and I love working for them as year number 5 now, and we appreciate their support. They get a Behringer Construction. Mike and Ed's Barbecue. We go there every Monday.
Yes.
Chase Cook, they host the Glenwood football show that we broadcast for Glenwood, and we love their barbecue. So if you love good barbecue, Mike and Ed's, there's multiple locations. All right, here we go. Second down, Hunter. Low snap, but hands it off to Childs, who doesn't have any room to run. And now let's bring on the starting guard. Big number 64, Anthony Harvey Jr. is going to come back on.
The clock continues to run here into the fourth quarter. Or if this is going to be a run play, if Carver's going to have a 4-down territory situation. Just trying to give their defense a little breather. Their defense, they have been
dominant,
absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and if it went for a couple turnovers, they'd probably be up 28-3 or shutting out Monroe. Hunter telling the offensive lineman what the call is, and Deontay Childs carries 3 or 4 Golden Tornadoes with him and gets another Carver Tiger first down at the 50-yard line.
He's a grown man, Thrift. He just made a grown man play there he just took some defensive players from Monroe with him and picks up the first down. Little out of the reach of the wide receiver there for Carver.
And that is going to be a first down. Nope, excuse me. It's going to be incomplete. Make it second down.
Carver undefeated in the region, 3-0. Monroe is 2-1, tied with Thomasville. It's a good job by Monroe picking up the blitz. Carver still able to get a couple yards on that play.
So now it's going to set up third down and long If you're Carver right here, you don't want to pass and get the clock to stop. You also do want to score another touchdown and pretty much
Ice the game.
put the nail in the coffin with this one.
Let your third string and fourth string players get in there, but they really need another score in order for that to happen. But this Carver team is deep. Even though they're young, they got a lot of great football players, and they have a bright future as well under Coach Coffey. Oh, I like that running back screen.
And there he goes, Jacoby Caslin, and he gets enough, at least maybe close to another 25-yard gain. Good screen pass to Jacoby Caslin. Shout out to his dad, Greg Caslin. He is an incredible athlete. He's a great basketball player, and he is a do-it-all running back and receiver, and even plays some DB as well. Caslin gets the Tigers first down, and they move the chains.
Great play call by Coach Coffey with the wide receiver screen. And keep this clock moving and keep the chains moving. And let's see if Carver can try to punch it in for another score.
Hunter directing his team. Looking, he's just going to throw it up wide open, but just got too much air under it. If he had stayed in the pocket and just was able to get his back foot down and got enough air, and threw it a little bit more of a line drive, that would have been an easy touchdown. He was trying to get it to number 18, Tristan Gibbons, the linebacker slash receiver, but because he got air underneath it, it is going to be incomplete. It was almost even intercepted right there, Richard. And he's going to hand it off to the backup running back who gets nothing. Zion Mabry, the freshman. It's going to set up third down and long again, but expect to see another maybe screen, slant route to Braylon Jakes, get someone open in the middle of that zone.
Another great stop by Camion Green with a loss on the play. He's also been in on some blitz packages.
And Jatavius Wisdom is in the backfield right now for Hunter. Hunter takes a snap. And the blitz came. Wisdom tried to pick it up, but there was too many guys, and Hunter just had to throw it away. And that's going to set up fourth down. But obviously, if you're Carver, your defense been lights out. You don't have much of a kicking game. You're going to go for it right here. So that's where, in that last play, if you could have got at least 4 or 5 yards, make it fourth and manageable instead of trying to go for it all. But the blitz was timed perfect, and it's going to set up fourth down for Carver.
Monroe did a good job on the blitz package. Kelron Nord flushed the quarterback for Carver out of the pocket, and Hunter had just threw it away.
He's going to throw it up and almost connects with
Very
Jakes.
close.
He was so close. The long ball's not been able to be as effective as it has in the past. Hunter had a guy open and Jakes just overthrew him, and it's going to be Monroe football and the turnover on downs. Carver trying to go 4-0 in the region. Still 2 more games left.
Well,
Actually,
what,
after this one, they have 1 more game left.
They played Doherty. The last time they went undefeated in their region, they went all the way to the state championship, 2021. That was when they were 4A in the reclassification with Troup County, LaGrange, Hardaway. Pretty much all the Columbus schools minus Northside.
So now Washington is going to throw it as a man wide open. And that's going to be a Monroe first down. He completed it to number 8.
It's going to be Raymond Tinch on there, the leading receiver.
Nice job by Raymond Tinch getting the first down. And they're not scared to put this backup quarterback and let him throw it. Randall out. And there is a 5 wide receiver set. Nobody in the backfield. And they're expecting the backup quarterback to throw it all over the field. He's just going to run right into several Carver members, including big number 15, Joshua Gaucher, who gets the stop and makes a second down now.
I'm wondering if Carver needs to just put the foot on the gas pedal and just continue being aggressive. It looked like they had some soft coverage, some prevent defense, but a good job by the middle linebacker to get in there and only a couple of yards that Washington was able to get on the QB scramble.
Looking, almost gets hit. High pass, could have been intercepted. But again, great job by that Carver defensive line. They are putting pressure on the quarterbacks right now, which is Jordan Washington. And they just don't have enough time to throw. And now it's a big third down and 10 now.
7:38 left to go in this game. Carver wants to try to get the ball back. Hey, we got a score update. Russell County leads Park Crossing 12-10.
And he's getting under pressure. He just dumps it down, and it's going to be incomplete anyway. On the pressure was number 18, Tristan Gibbons, who almost just caught a touchdown pass. And now it's going to be 4th down for Monroe. I don't think they're going to punt this because there is a flag, though.
4th down.
And they are going to punt it. Even though Monroe's going to lose this game, they're still going to make the playoffs the first time in a long time. Thomas still is going to make the playoffs. That fourth slot in this Region 1 between Chris County, Daugherty, and Columbus High, probably going to be between Daugherty and Chris County. Carver going to be the #1 seed and get 2 home playoff games. We know for sure if they're able to win that first one.
It looks like Carver was offside on that.
But they didn't call it.
They didn't call it. You know what? They did not put the flag. Maybe it was a good timing.
Could have been. Either way, Carver's going to get the ball back with 7:25 remaining.
So, Thrift, we have a big region game tomorrow right here at Otis Spencer Stadium. Crisp County taking on Columbus. If Columbus beats Crisp County, they could possibly make the playoffs.
We'll be cheering for those Blue Devils. Auburn takes on Central. Winner of that is going to win the region championship. If Central dominates that, they're going to be the favorite, even over Thompson, to win it all this year. This is by far Patrick Nix's best team since being at Central. Spencer on the road to take on Northeast Macon. If they beat Northeast Macon, they'll be in the driver's seat in that region. Ace Charter is also another team that's competing to win that. Remember, Spencer had to beat Ace Charter at the end of the year last year to win the region championship. So they still have a lot to play for. They're 5-2 on the season. That's going to be a big one. Northeast did beat Carver earlier in the year.
Also, up at Kinnett Stadium tomorrow, Northside taking on Drew.
Northside can win that. They're obviously going to make the playoffs, but if they beat Drew, they're pretty much solidified that Drew's going to be out. Northside, Northgate, McIntosh, and Harris County from that Region 3 5A will make it. Hunter has got the ball. Let's see if we can get a 6-7 minute drive here and put the game on ice as it's 28-10. Carver has dominated. They're up 6-0 here in the second half. They have not given up many yards, and I don't even think they've gotten Monroe maybe 10-15 yards into their territory. I know they haven't even come close to the red zone as Monroe. Carver's defense has done an excellent job this game.
I tell you what, Kamion Green has played outstanding for Monroe's defense.
And, I mean, for one, the referee threw that flag so hard, I was surprised he didn't hit someone in the helmet or threw and hit someone in the eye with it. A little aggressive on that. And I think he's going to be calling a holding penalty on the Carver Tigers.
So, Thrift, this is our second team from Albany that we have called here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
And it is a holding penalty on Carver.
We called the Westover Northside game a couple of weeks ago.
And Westover also beat Spencer.
Exactly.
That's one of Spencer's 2 losses. Their other one was to these Carver Tigers. But Spencer, Carver, like I said, Spencer wins tomorrow. They'll be in the driver's seat, and then we'll have maybe between Central, Carver, Spencer, Glenwood, and Pacelli, 5 region champions around this area. Harris County wins. That will make 6.
Incredible. Got
some great football teams around this area. Jacoby Caslin bouncing around like the Energizer Bunny in the backfield. It's about 3 or 4 yards to make it 3rd down and about 13-14.
Well, Thrift, with 6:13 left, it's a 3-score game. Monroe is going to have to get 3 scores to get back into this game. The way Carver's defense is playing, Carver just needs to run the football, eat up clock, and even if they punt the football back to Monroe, they can trust that the Carver defense can get a stop, because they have not given up the big play, except that touchdown in the first half. But Carver's defense has been playing outstanding all game.
Third down. Hunter. He's got plenty of time. Steps up in the pocket, looking. Fires, and just over the reach of Caslin. Hunter has been so close. They're reaching on these deep throws from Jakes, from Caslin, and Givens, and just the touch is not there. If he's able to complete any of those, we could see a 42-10 game, at least 35. And now it's going to be a punt situation for the Tigers.
But I like Hunter throwing the football.
I like them being aggressive still.
Exactly, because you need to time the routes, because you may run into a team that is going to stop the run, and you're going to have to rely on the pass. And so Hunter is showing his passing capability here in this game. I like it. I tell you, if Monroe scores here, it makes it kind of interesting.
There's a big punt. It's going to get a Carver bounce.
Oh, favorable
and it's going to go all the way down to at least the 37-yard line. That's close to a 50-yard punt.
That flipped the field.
And Monroe's going to get it with 5:23 remaining, down by 18. And I think everyone that is wearing maroon and sky blue can taste another region championship.
Another region championship for the Carver Tigers. But I think that the momentum changed in this game when Monroe's dual threat quarterback Corey Randall left the game early in the second half, because Monroe was able to make plays. He did have a touchdown pass. Monroe was able to move the football. I mean, I like the development of Jordan Washington as a quarterback, but he's only thrown 2 passes all season. So he's coming in here with not a whole lot of reps. But
by the way, shout out to the Harris County Tigers and the Northside Lady Patriots softball teams.
Punch their ticket
to the Elite Eight. They'll be playing at South Commons next week. And
Wednesday.
Remember, both those teams faced in the Final Four last year. I expect them to make another deep run this year. And he's going to throw it up, and stride for stride, incredible coverage by number 9, Norvell Maddox. Great defense by him, staying with the receiver for Monroe. Probably could have even got an interception, and that's going to set up second down. Good job by Maddox.
Step for step on that play until Lon Jones was the intended receiver for the Golden Tornadoes. Monroe's still a great team. I mean, they're having their best season in over a decade. I mean, they're going to make the playoffs, like you mentioned, Thrift. 5-2 on the season.
And he's going to be gobbled up, and there's a sack, and the sack is made by number 22. I don't know if that's Courtney Kelly or not. No, Kelly just came off. Number 22 made the sack. It's going to set up third down and long now. That may have been Courtney Kelly. And it's so hard to see the numbers from up here.
We've been waiting for Courtney Kelly to try to dial up a sack. He's got 10 on the year.
If that was it, that would be number 11 for Kelly. He gobbled him up, and it's going to set up third down and 15 now for the Golden Tornadoes. They're not even, they pretty much given up on the run. And he's going to throw it up, and nobody's there. And it's going to be tipped right into the hands.
Wow.
I mean, that is 3 incredible catches we've seen from this Golden Tornadoes offense. That was literally tipped into the hands of number 16 for Monroe, Mr. Hayes. Again, Carver's DB was with him step for step, but just...
He was. What happened was the DB for Carver tipped it, but it was tipped just enough for that receiver to catch it on the bounce.
He tipped it right back to him. He's going to throw it again, wide open, and he's able to make one bad miss. And Monroe's trying to score a touchdown. Game's not over with. Talon Jones on the play. Washington's been really good on these touch passes from deep. but maybe a little too late, Carver. It's the first time they've given up a drive like this since the first half. 4 minutes remaining. They lead by 18. See if they can't get a big stop right here.
See if Monroe can try to cut it to 10.
Snap, pressure. Washington is going to throw it up.
And that might have been past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he was close. And he had a guy open, but overthrew him to set up second down now.
This is where the Carver defense can really make a play. Last time Monroe had the ball in Carver territory, Carver got the big interception. But Carver can try to make a play here. I'm expecting Jeremiah Branscombe to go ahead and try to get his second pick of the game. And
Let's get a Branson pick right here.
A pick 6. Take it to the house.
Quarterback keep and nothing. Sacked. And good job by that Carver defensive line led by number 15, Joshua Gaucher. He gets his second sack of the game, and it's going to set up third down and long. That Carver defensive line, it's something they've had for the last 3 seasons. They have just been a group that is hard to move, and they have dominated pretty much every team and have in front of them. I've seen guys like Mr. Crowell, who's playing at Northern Illinois. We've seen guys playing at Division I level, whether it be Georgia, Alabama, Georgia Tech. I mean, we see some great players come out of here on the defensive line. Looking, fires over the middle, caught, touchdown, Monroe. And he tried to go for the interception. Raymond Tench caught it. And
leading receiver for
there was a Carver Tiger defender there, Richard.
There was.
But he tried to go for the slap the ball out or interception. Missed. And then left a receiver just able to walk into the end zone. Does Tench. And Monroe scores for the first time since the first quarter. A little too late as Carver leads by 12. They are going to kick the extra point.
Which is smart here, which gives them probably going to attempt the onside kick. They could still make it a one-possession game with a field goal.
It's 2:47 remaining on the clock.
2:47 the time. The Golden Tornadoes strike again. Our score, the Tigers 28. The Golden Tornadoes.
2:47 remaining on the clock.
So we do have a final from Kinnett Stadium. The Shaw Raiders defeat Hardaway 30-0. Shaw goes to 4-5.
And now Shaw is going to make the playoffs.
They're going to make the playoffs under first-year coach Johnny Gardner.
Johnny Gardner's first season at the helm. And they'll either be 4-5 or 5-5. They have next week they're going to be facing off against
Westover,
which is going to be a tough team.
It is. Westover beat Hardaway last week. I think Westover is much improved from last year.
And Westover is, we'll pull up that region right now and see who's winning for Shaw real quickly, Richard.
Well, then you got Bainbridge and Cairo. I mean, they are juggernauts in that
And then
region.
Westover will be probably 3, and then Shaw now number 4 in 4A. I see hands team for Carver on.
Oh, we knew that
Expect the onside kick.
Yeah, we knew they were going to attempt an onside kick here.
28-17. And it's going to get a bounce. Not even going to go 10 yards. And it's going to be recovered by the hands team. Nice job by number 5, Zay Billingsley, getting on top of it. Cairo and Bainbridge are both 2-0. Westover's 1-1, and now Shaw, who was 0-2, beat Hardaway to pretty much put themselves in position to make the playoffs. Even if they finish 4-6 with a losing record, they will be the 4 seed and at least play in the playoffs, which is the big deal. They're a young team.
Fun fact, Thrift, Cairo, the syrup makers, played Carver in the 2007 championship game. Carver won the game 16-13.
Yep.
Jarbon Fortson had a touchdown in that game.
Yes, he did. Duron Furr, Jarvis Jones, and off the Childs, and 7 or 8 on that first down carry.
I was also told that was Isaiah Crowell's freshman year, but he did not play
No,
much.
there was a lot of great players on that team. One of the best teams in Columbus history. Go down in the record books. And remember the year before they lost to Shaw in the Final Four.
Exactly.
That's when we saw Cam Grayhouse and the Raiders, who lost to Beach County in the state.
Head coach Dell McGee from 2005 to 2012, now the run game coordinator at Georgia.
And he will be a head coach here in the near future.
Absolutely.
One of the best recruiters in the business. Clock running, 2:05 remaining. Monroe's not using any of his timeouts. I think they pretty much know this is over with. Snap to Hunter, hand off to Childs, and Childs is going to bust for another 6-7. Keeps pushing the pile. It's going to be a Carver. First down.
So when you
And
talk
that
about
pretty much may be it, Richard.
So when you talk about great running backs in the Tri-City area, you got to put Deontay Childs up there with Kingston Rivers, Northside, Matei Yeomans from Harris County, Corvée James from Pacelli,
Carter Judah.
from Glenwood, yeah. Absolutely.
Really good running backs around this area. Central as well.
Zach Simmons.
And they're going to waste as much time as they can.
Oh, I forgot to mention Omar Babson from Auburn.
Please share this video, like it, subscribe. Thank y'all for subscribing to our YouTube channel. We'll also be live on our Facebook page tomorrow for Harris County Northgate and YouTube and Facebook. And then Carver will be on YouTube only. Deontay Childs gets another run. Monroe's just going to keep those timeouts.
Minute away.
And there is a fight on the other end.
You hate to see that. They're throwing the flags. Just a little chippiness. I mean, this is a region rivalry game, but, you know, Monroe's still got a lot to play for.
We want to make sure we can just get out of this game cleanly.
You just got to get out of this game
We just want to
cleanly.
see this game to be ended and Carver to go to 6-3 on the year, 4-0 in region play.
And looking at the upcoming schedule for the Monroe Golden Tornadoes, we do know they play Columbus, as they will go to 5-2 on this, 5-3 on the season.
And I don't blame them. Run the clock. And let's just go ahead and end this game. There's no reason. It's 40 seconds left. Carver's got it. The game's over with. Multiple penalties. We're going to see if they're going to throw anyone out. I mean, obviously, Monroe had the late and tried to start it over there. We want to make sure that no one gets ejected for Carver. As Carver's got one more game on the season. They face off against Doherty next week.
Monroe takes on Columbus next week.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense, number 18. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. Both penalties cancel. Third down.
Good job by the referees. Offsetting penalties. Give them a 15-yarder, and let's get out of here with 40 seconds left. Carver will play on the road against Doherty. And Doherty is 1-2 in the region. They face off this week against Thomasville. So
huge game.
that's a huge game. If they can beat Thomasville, they'll be third in the region.
You got to root for chaos in this region, where you could just throw a wrench in there and it kind of gives a team like Columbus a chance, especially if Crisp County loses all their games.
So that's going to do it. Your Carver Tigers are going to be 4-0 in the region, and I pretty much say they are going to be the region champs for Region 1 of 3A. Big time win for these Carver Tigers. Ever since they were 2-3, this is going to be 4 straight wins. And Coach Pierre Coffey gets his first region championship as coach of the Carver Tigers. Great game by Jacoby Hunter. Great game by that defensive and offensive line, the Big Uglies. They dominated, and Carver, even with a few mistakes, able to overcome them and win a huge one against Monroe as they now go to 4-0 in region play. And like I said, A are still playing for everything they have in front of them. Anyone that wrote them off when they were 2-3 early in the year, sadly mistaken.
Well, they didn't get into their region play yet. And once they got into their region play, they started to get hot. I mean, beating Thomasville 28-14.
But you're just not used to seeing Carver with a losing record.
No, not at all.
But 2-3, and all 3 of those games they could have easily won. Now they go to 6-3. Next week they take on against Daugherty on the road, which will be a tough game. But they pretty much solidified as region champs and will be the #1 seed heading into the playoffs. That means they'll get at least two, depending on where they're seated, maybe 3. And last year they lost in the quarterfinals. They still have everything in front of them. Great game by Coach Colby and that staff. Really proud of how they came out and competed at the highest level. Even though with some mistakes, they able to still come up with a huge victory.
And sometimes it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Carver's finishing strong in this region. We know that they had a tough non-region schedule, but this Carver Tigers team stands for excellence, and these players, they can feel it in this atmosphere here at Otis Spencer Stadium, and just what a win for the fans and all the Carver alumni out there.
And by the way, it's senior night. Good job by these seniors getting a huge win and becoming region champs. Jeremiah Branscombe is a senior. Deontay Childs, another senior. Jalen Pyatt, Cortez Walker, Jacoby Hunter, Dalen West, DeMarquez Rozier, Tamarion Farley, Tyreek Watson, Jeremiah Branscombe, Tim Davenport, Cameron Daniels, Anthony Harvey, Cameron Dawkins, Courtney Kelly, and Tyquise Brown. Great job by those seniors getting a huge win on their last home game for their senior season. They're going to go to 6-3, 4-0. We'll be live tomorrow night. Harris County Northgate being Rick Beach right here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Also Calvary versus Rock Springs. You'll be doing that one, Richard. Then we have our show next Sunday. We'll be back doing our NBA preview show. We got Mike Conti, one of the announcers for the Atlanta Hawks.
Huge.
He'll be on to talk Hawks and NBA, and I'll have another special guest as well. And then next Friday, we got Glenwood versus Chambers. Then November the 3rd, we got McIntosh, Harris County. And we may throw in another couple games. You never know. Check out our Facebook pages. We're going to upload that. And then we got playoffs starting here in 3 weeks. Can't believe that we're almost done with the high school season. It's been an incredible ride. And we still got a few more weeks left. And then we got playoffs. A lot of fun here tonight, Richard.
Thrift, this game really was a lot of fun. And it really meant a lot to me to call my first Carver game in my broadcasting career. I knew about Carver before I even moved to Columbus, because Carver was put on the map when Isaiah Crowell, the #1 recruit in the nation, chose Georgia. And it's like, oh, Carver out of Columbus. And that's how I knew about Carver even before I moved to Columbus.
Well, we appreciate all the support, everyone. Share this video, like us, subscribe on YouTube. Like I said, basketball season's coming up. We'll be doing a lot of basketball games around the area. We'll also be doing a lot of baseball games. So make sure to keep tuning in as we keep trucking along throughout this year. From Thrift Behringer, Richard Holdridge, Alicia Brown, thank you for coming in, one of our interns. Also shout out to Christopher Gates, Torgar Isla, and everyone else of the Georgia Alabama Sports Live family. Stay classy, be safe, and we'll see you tomorrow night. High school game day live from Danny Durham Field. And then we got Harris County Northgate and Calvary Rock Springs. Good night, everyone, and go Carver Tigers as they win another region championship and head to 6-3, 4-0 on the season. We'll see you later.